Second try.
Beautiful try for the UK Armed Forces.
Now the power, and it's another try.
Phew, that was close, was it not? The UK Armed Forces team given one heck of a fright by Georgia on Wednesday in their second match in the pool here in the IDRC, eventually coming out on top by 24 points to 21. They'll be hoping they'll have a slightly less testing time here today against the Spanish forces in Miles.
And Crowley, Reese, and Reese inside. And out it goes again. Surely in now for UCAF. Yes, second try. McDonald to his brother. Oh, and Cam McDonald in here. Is Forbes going to get a hat-trick? Oh, that's a fantastic feeling for him. The big blind side. 3 tries in this match. Kieran Forbes. What a wonderful score that was.
It's not often I score any tries, to be honest. I've mine 3, so yeah. I've enjoyed the last 24 hours of messages I've been getting from family and friends. But like I said earlier on, we've got a big game Wednesday, so I'll switch back onto that quite quickly.
From Georgia, the Georgian forwards. And they've scored there. Yeah.
Here we go, Georgia hands. Looking to spread it.
Yeah. Ilaridze, the fullback. And is he in? He is in on the right-hand side there of the pitch. The left-hand side, looking from the Georgia perspective. And that's another try there that UCAF have conceded. Extra few yards.
He's flopping over there. That's very nice.
A huge move there.
Referee.
Yes! There. UCAF have their try.
Well done.
They're trying to keep
yes, Chambers.
Chambers. Space in midfield here for Chambers. He looks left.
He's fast.
And he's got support there in the left.
Bravo.
That's UCAF agonisingly close here.
He scored it.
Scored it. Fantastic try there from UCAF.
Well, so far, although Spain have shipped 136 points in their campaign, UCAF are taking absolutely nothing for granted here against them today. Vice-captain for this afternoon's match is Ben Chambers, but first the thoughts then of assistant head coach Tim Osman.
We've had
a good review last sort of 24 hours over the Georgian game. Areas where we must improve and areas where we're not particularly happy with of some of the learnings we took out of Tonga as well, and we're now looking to try and deliver better processes and some better organisation for Spain. You've got guys who haven't played much time as well, who are looking to impress and make a start for the first time in the competition potentially as well, and get some more games under the belt and challenge the guys who've already played in the first 2 matches.
Is it fair to say that Georgia were better than maybe you expected?
I think it's pretty fair to say better than some people expected. I don't think we necessarily took them lightly. And they certainly brought a very, very physical front to the game, certainly in the first half too, and made us work very hard for the victory.
In a way, that's good, isn't it? Sort of, because it's giving you that intensity that maybe you didn't expect.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's challenging the players, and as I said, that's some of the process we're trying to implement with a group of 30 guys who haven't played together before. They're all having to work hard. There's not many nailed-on people at all there, so everyone's got a really good opportunity.
I know you won't be thinking too much about semi-finals at the moment, but it is quite possible that you could end up against Fiji, of course, the team who UCAF lost to in the final 4 years ago. The way things seem to be panning out, that looks like a mouth-watering prospect.
For you, maybe. Yeah, no, I mean, to get through to this competition in the semi-final stage, you're going to expect 4 very good teams. Whether it's France, New Zealand, Fiji, we're not sure how the other groups are going to quite pan out yet as we get into the last round. But whoever we play, it's going to be difficult. And if you want to win the thing, you've got to beat the best team. So we play Fiji. We play Fiji. Yeah.
Always an honour putting on this shirt and wearing the badge. And people have got to go out there and earn their number and their shirt for the following game, that semi-final, which is looking like Fiji most likely.
Yeah, but obviously before that, Spain
first,
a chance to work on a lot of things you're doing in training and have been doing, and against a side that looks like it's one of the weakest in the tournament. But there'll be no pushover.
No, of course, yeah. Their results haven't really gone very well for them. They haven't been very fortunate with their scoring, have they? I think that the other 2 teams that we've played so far are going to be the most structured teams. I can't see Spain really cause us a lot of issues, but if we come with the wrong mindset, like we did at the start of the Georgian game, then we might have a bit of an upset. So hopefully we just go there, mindset right, get everything clicking, because we haven't really clicked really like we want to, I don't think, in the first few games, so hopefully we can get it right.
And from a personal point of view, to be vice-captain, that's one heck of an honour.
Yeah, it's a massive honour. I love playing in this kit, I love running out with the boys, great group we've got. And to get that VC is really important to me. Love it.
Well, head coach Justin Coleman has, as expected, rung the changes for this one after that narrow win over Georgia. Let's now hear from our commentator then, shall we, Simon Hunter, who'll take you through the teams with kick-off just a few minutes away.
Thank you, John, and a very warm welcome to every single one of you joining us for this live coverage of the UK Armed Forces v Spain at the IDRC, the International Defence Rugby Competition in Brittany. UCAF hope to make it 3 from 3 in the pool stage, having already beaten Tonga and Georgia, and they go up against a Spanish side who've been heavily beaten in both of their games so far. Well, there's a lot of rotation for the UCAF side after the Georgia clash, with several changes in the starting lineup, and indeed the captaincy. Open side flanker Matt Dawson leads the team, whilst fullback Ben Chambers takes up the role of vice-captain. Will Reeve has picked up a bit of a niggle, so Steph Rees comes into the starting 15 in his place, and Jerome Rudder returns to the wing. The Spanish side is led by number 8 Jorge Avila Garcia, who joined Jesus Villanueva Toral and Manuel Miguel Jodarjual in the back row. Adrian Suazo Perez commands things from number 10. Well, we're in Molest today, and what an occasion for this beautiful time. The biggest match they've ever hosted, and they put on a show of brilliant hospitality. There's a brass band here to welcome all of those who've come to watch. Players have made it out onto the pitch. They're just lining up at the moment. And dignitaries will be going to meet each and every one of them. And today that includes Lieutenant Colonel Anna Frost, British Army Liaison Officer for ComSIC based in Rennes. Well, there have been quite a few showers through the day. It's a little cooler than it was for games 1 and 2 in Fougères and Brest. Certainly some wind to contend with too, but despite the cool breeze, it's a very warm welcome to my 2 co-commentators for today. UCAF captain Dave Manning and back Mark Williams. How are you doing, gents?
Yeah, good, thanks. Once again, it's great to have the opportunity to be able to commentate on the games and hopefully add a bit of additional information that maybe viewers at home that don't normally get. So, no, it's great to be here.
Yeah, great to be here. I would love to be playing, but it's nice to have a rest as well. Looking forward to it. It's a great atmosphere building for kick-off shortly.
And how's the side been doing in terms of that tight turnaround? We've had 3 matches in 8 days in this pool. Obviously, the Georgian game in particular midweek was very physical, almost a very brutal clash. How are the bodies being managed in that squad?
Yeah, the Georgians were really tough up front, particularly in the forward pack. And set piece, we struggled at times and maybe just about saved ourselves in the second half. So that's taken its toll on a lot of bodies. We've got some great facilities at Sport Britannia here in France that, with the cryo chambers that we're using very regularly. And our S&C, Kev Briggs, is really getting the boys going through their prehab and the rehab. So the one good thing about today is we can make those rotations and the strength of the squad is probably still as strong as it could be anyway. So that's really credit to the standard of our armed forces rugby at the UK.
And just to look at the surface, back playing on grass after a synthetic pitch in midweek against Georgia. Mark, what does that mean for the style of play that we should expect today?
I mean, I know a lot of our players would prefer to play on this sort of pitch. Not a fan of the artificial stuff most of the time. The pitch looks good, grass looks great. There is a slight slope and wind to contend with, so we'll certainly test high ball conditions and stuff like that. But yeah, the boys are really excited to just get going, really.
And Dave, with quite a few people again here today and very healthy crowds in the first couple of matches, how much of a lift does that give you guys when you're on the pitch? I know a lot of talk is out there about how you're in a bubble, in a zone when you're playing, but surely that gives you that bit of a lift.
Yeah, it certainly does, and as you've mentioned, there's a brass band as kind of tradition in France is within the stands, and I think it'll be quite hard to kind of not hear that, particularly in the lapses in the game, but again, you've got to force yourself to stay in that bubble and focus on what's going on in front of you.
Well, it's a Spanish side that has had a tough couple of games so far, but the UCAF boys are certainly under no illusions as to how difficult any match at this Forces World Cup is. The players are just finishing shaking hands there with the dignitaries as we await the national anthems coming up shortly.
Mesdames et messieurs, place à l'hymne du Royaume-Uni. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to the anthem of the United Kingdom. Et maintenant l'hymne de l'Espagne, il y aura l'hymne d'Espagne.
what an occasion today we have in store for all of you watching live. Do also please feel free to comment on where you're watching from, wherever you may be around the world, on our Forces News YouTube and Forces News Facebook as well. We'd love to hear from you, and maybe even give you a shout out as well. It's beautiful sunny conditions. Let's hope that that stays, and we can see plenty of free-flowing rugby here in MLS. Referee today of France is Royer Sebastien, and with him assistant ref Jim Nawanguno of Fiji and Antoine Chatain of France as well. And UCAF won the toss and will kick off to start proceedings. Fly half Jack Johnson with the ball, ready to start proceedings. It's UCAF against Spain, and we're underway. Taken in rather deep there. And Spain move it through the forwards. Testing that UCAF defence early. And clearance put in there. It's an early chance to test the line out, Dave Manning.
Yeah, it's probably an aspect of our game that didn't go too well against Georgia, so we'll be looking for a good start here, and hopefully we can build off that.
That's taken cleanly. It's Joe Parkin scrum half here. Gareth Roberts moves it forward. Oh, and Bannock Kathau's moved for... Ah, yes, UCAF have scored. That's Joe Parkin scrum half there for the UCAF side. A fantastic little break there through the space to score the first try of the game in the opening stages. What a fantastic start there, Mark.
It was great support play from Joe. Good sneaky break from Mana there through the ruck. And Joe managed to get on the end of it and get under the posts for an early score.
Plenty of rotation through the last couple of games, but the depth in the squad clear to see.
Yeah, as I said earlier, the standard hasn't really dropped. It's a really great feat of this squad that we can bring in these rotations, and the standard, if anything, has gone up. So it'd be good to see how they play for the rest of this afternoon.
Well, Jack Johnson lines up to take the conversion, and it's a good one. So it's 7-0 to UCAF as we're just underway here in MLS. Well, as with any game, key's a good start, and can't ask for much of a better start.
Absolutely, yeah. It was one of the main things we said this morning in our meeting was let's get off to a good start. You know, try and build a score first 15 minutes, and then make the rotation second half and push a bigger score if we can.
So somewhat of a slice there, but taken in by Sam Hutchinson, the second row, and he makes good ground. Oh, and he keeps going, Sam Hutchinson. And Parkin, referee playing advantage. Yeah, penalty to UCAF there. Well, they'll want to put this down the field and try and take advantage of this position. Johnson looking to make good touch in the corner.
It's a really strong carry from Sam Hutchinson. He's a bit of a 7 specialist, so not only can he operate in the line-out, but he's quite good around the park, so he'll be looking to enjoy this game today.
He's got those big long legs for big long strides. It helps him out.
Certainly helps in the air as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, the Spanish players just receiving a little bit of treatment as we wait for the kick. How important is it to manage the rhythm in training, obviously with such a short turnaround between games and with such different games that we've seen so far? Big win against Tonga, much closer match in Brest on Wednesday night. How important is it just to make sure that you're getting all the timing right in training and not obviously not peaking too early?
Yeah, really important. A lot of thought does go into it. We've got a great background team here with the S&C, as I mentioned earlier, but also the medical team, the physiotherapist and doctor. So they communicate with the coaches a lot, and kind of the training is tailored to the specific feedback that the players are feeding in, as well as the performance.
That's a good take again there. Sam Hutchinson in the air, and a very, very good maul. Certainly, the ref's blown up here.
I think there was a bit of an accidental offside. He seems to be bringing it back for.
This could be a scrum to Spain. Spanish put into the scrum. Well, Mark Williams, obviously with, as we mentioned, a fair bit of rotation from the previous matches. So here are some of the backs to look out for. There's certainly plenty of pace on the pitch.
Yeah, pace all round really. I mean, the back three we've got today: Jerome, Chambo, and Imi on the wing. Imi plays a lot of centre. I mean, they're all absolute class. And the centres as well. Steph, he had a good game against the Tongans early on, and he's back in now, and I'm excited to see what Rover can do as well.
That's a very good shove there. And advantage, yes. Penalty to UCAF. Well, you yourself, of course, playing several positions across the back line. It's a very useful thing to have.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I'm not really sure on my proper position, but it is handy to have.
Put into the corner there by number 10, Jack Johnson.
It's a great scrum from the lads there, and they've given themselves another opportunity to get that driving maul going. Hopefully this time they'll be looking to get over the try line.
Roberts in with the throw. It's a long one, and it's just gone through the hands of the skipper there, Matt Dawson. The Spanish have taken it in, and they look to move it the other way. Oh, it's a very, very good hit. And they're moving it through the forwards, trying to get those big men moving through that UCAF defence, which so far has been fairly resolute. But no, Spanish have earned a penalty. Now they're looking to clear this as far on the pitch as they can, and try and get a bit of territory in these opening minutes.
We probably did need to apply that pressure there with this wind. It's quite difficult to exit as it is, as we can see from that kick. Probably didn't need to give away a penalty, but yeah, we'll go again, see what happens.
Well, people might imagine with a lot of wind you don't necessarily want to be taking too many high balls, but of course you can work it to your advantage, can't you? And pull it out through the middle as he finds space. It's a half break there from the big forward. And Roberts looks to feed Johnson, who switches. That's another half break there. A lanky fly half. And Spanish penalty as well. Once again, holding on there. Well, we said what a big occasion it was for the town of Moles. A huge hosting of this match. They really have pulled out all the stops. Brass band, lots of the locals here. And building on some of that hype before the Rugby World Cup, which starts in just a few weeks' time here in France. But those from Brittany have been soaking up all the action in this Forces World Cup. We've been treated to some absolutely wonderful spectacles. Spain at the line out. Oh, and it's stolen by UCAF. That's very good. Parkin out to Roberts. Just a little loose there, but Reese tidies up. Oh, that's a good carry there. Out left. Roberts once more. And Rudder on the wing. Trying to use those dancing feet. Gareth Smith. Oh, and that's a bundling move there. To move it out wide. Dawson. Oh, and a lovely little handoff there to Ben Chambers. Fantastic try. Lovely Lovely, lovely hands there from today's skipper to his vice-captain, Ben Chambers, for UCAF's second try of the game.
Yeah, great try by Chamber, and I think that actually takes him to the top of the try-scoring charts for UCAF. So he'll be happy with that one, and he'll probably be looking to increase that lead this afternoon.
Well, the try-scoring charts we've mentioned quite a bit. Kieran Forbes scoring a hat-trick of his own a couple of games ago, but Ben Chambers ensuring he adds to his tally. And Johnson adds the 2 points. It's 14-0 to UCAF at this stage. And it's a lovely warm, sunny afternoon. They'll be looking to add to that tally as much as they can. But they're getting plenty of forward ball mark. It's obviously something that the backs need and can really use well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, turn of a ball there was great, and then big strong carries up the middle, and then we shipped it wide when it was on, and with some good handling, good support play from Chamber. It was good team try all around, really.
Spain with the restart. Straight into touch. So they'll go back. Back to halfway for the scrum.
We saw a pretty dominant scrum from UCAF in that first scrum of the game, so I think they'll be looking to gain some more dominance in that area again. Give the backs a platform.
Joe Parkin with the ball for UCAF. Ready to put it into that scrum. That's a very good shove from UCAF. Very, very good. Out to Johnson. Ships it wide to Radianarova, wearing the 13 jersey today. That's a little... very good hands there. Fantastic from James Roberts. What a piece of... Well, we mentioned handling. I mean, that's brilliant there from the hooker.
It was really good from James. I mean, it was awful from Joe. But James managed to gather it and get himself under the posts. But yeah, Joe will be kicking himself from that pass, and he'll be working on his next one there. But yeah.
Well, he'll be happy enough his buddy got him out of a hole there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Roberts saying, anything you backs can do, I can do better. And the conversion once again added by Johnson. 21-0 to UCAF here in Melesse at the IDRC, the International Defence Rugby Competition. Spain once again with the restart. And no, you're going to have to come back and try again. And that's rather sloppy, that's straight out. We go back for a scrum in the middle of the field.
The Spanish forwards are not going to be thanking their outside half for that kick, having to go up against a pretty dominant front row in James Roberts, Bomed and Turkish. Again, they'll be looking to get a really good platform and get those backs running again, hopefully looking for a fierce phase line break.
Well, Spain, of course, 21-0 down at the moment. You on Wednesday had to come from behind, trailing 14-3 at the break against Georgia. How difficult is it to regroup when you've a side that's put all those points on and is looking to dominate up front?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about just trying to carry out that next job, really, like trying to get the next thing you do right. So here it would be probably for the Spanish trying not to give a penalty away or lose too much ground from this scrum, and get the next time they get their hands on the ball, try and make some territory.
Yeah, there's a lot of little battles that go on during that half, and a really big thing is momentum. And there was certainly at times where Georgia maybe had a penalty followed up by an error by UCAF, and they kind of built on that momentum. That was something we talked at half time that we had to kind of regain, and we certainly did in that second half. And there's a 50-minute period where we put on one try and a couple of penalties that kind of took the game out of reach for them, and some really good defence at the end as well kept them out. So it's all about momentum and not compounding errors. Like Mark said there, the Spanish have made 2 kick-off errors, and now they've given away another penalty.
Another penalty for UCAF.
Just makes it harder for the team to exit. They haven't really been out of their own half yet, and we'll hopefully have another line-out back in their 22. So it's really difficult, but you have to try and take it one phase at a time, and if that's trying to get a line-out steal here and then exit and then build your way up the park, that's what they need to look to do.
Equally, Mark Williams, important not to get complacent when you're 21-0 up and looking at another very good attacking position.
Absolutely, yeah. You don't want to be trying to get too greedy in these situations. I'm sure the forwards will probably be looking to keep this in and maybe maul them over. But when it comes to the backs, it's executing those 2-on-1s, those little chances you get like we did earlier on.
Well, here it comes. And bit of a maul there from UCAF. It's gone to ground now. Parking out to Radianarova. Can he get through? Yes, beautiful move there. It's another fantastic try from the UK Armed Forces. It really is.
Yeah, that was a much better pass from Joe there. It was a great line pick by Rover. And Joe will be much happier with that ball there. I have to give Joe a big shout out as well. He got married last week. He was late on tour. He got married to his wife Kerry. So a big shout out to Kerry if she's listening. Congratulations to you both.
Congratulations. Yeah, a wonderful moment. And it's been a wonderful couple of weeks for him.
Just while we're waiting for the kick from JJ, there's another shout out coming to the UCAF page from Sam Hutchinson's father, who's watching. So big shout out to them, and thanks for the support.
Yeah, it's great to have you watching on with us. As I say, keep those comments coming in. As 2 points are added by Jack Johnson. We have Andrew Picton, former sapper here, watching from Thailand near the Laos border. Good luck, UCAF. And Gary Williams says, give Mark Williams a run out at hooker. What's that all about?
That's my dad. He used to play hooker back in the day, and he's been trying to get me to play since I was a little boy, but I'm far too skillful for that, aren't I?
James Roberts might have something to say about that. And that kick is straight into the hands of Rudder on the left wing. Oh, looking to use a bit of pace there, Rudder. Almost gets through, and that ball's been knocked on. Coming back to UCAF hands. And Boladao using his big frame there. Try and punch a hole in that defence. Johnson down the middle. And that's a well-judged kick there in the end. Spain look to clear it, which they do. UCAF will be fairly happy with that pressure once again.
Yeah, good exit from JJ there. Put it right down the middle and didn't really give the Spaniards much room to kick out. They've got to kick out on their own 22 here, so good chance for UCAF again.
Well, Roberts has been getting plenty of line-out practice in this game alone.
Yeah, they've gone for the short line-out, so they'll probably look to hit Boller up, but it's
Titcher Jones takes it in.
Yeah, slightly untidy by the boys. They won't be happy with that. As I said, with the short line out, we're looking to hit Boller up, but he looks like he's about to get the ball here as a decoy.
And Emmy moves through the defences. It's just spilled there. It's a little bit untidy. The ref calls a penalty for UCAF. The Spanish move back once again. And Johnson shapes to put it in the corner, which he does. Well, some of the backs were mentioning during the Georgia game, a very physical encounter, that they weren't necessarily getting the ball quite as much as they would have loved to have got, and today will be a great opportunity for the ball to go through the hands. That's huge there from Manatha Cow. It's an overlap. Will UCAF move it wide? Which they do, yep. Straight back out to Chambers, and it's another one for the vice-captain. Great performance so far from the VC. And Chambo. And he gets in for another.
I think that's the difference when you get good clean ball from the line out, a well-executed training ground move off the back of the line out with Manathakau and the big dominant carry up the middle. It just gives you that freedom to play the ball out wide, and hopefully you've drawn in enough Spanish defenders to give guys like Chambo on the wing a little run in.
Well, it's one of those days in which, if things keep going the way they're going, you might imagine they'll be having a bit of friendly competition on the pitch for a number of tries scored. The UCAF players, but they've got to keep that pressure on.
Yeah, definitely. It was pretty good to see from Jerome there. He probably could have tried to step and go on the outside, but he knew he had the support, and he gave it to Chambo to get a second try.
Just pulled out a little Jack Johnson, so they don't add the 2 points. UCAF, that's 33 to UCAF, and Spain 0 at the stage. Having played just under 20 minutes so far in this match. Lots of rugby left to play here in Molas. Spain with the restart. The cow takes that one in. He's a hard man to get down. And moved on to Bolladao. Another very difficult man to track. Chambers feigns the kick but moves left and ships it out there. Hutchinson through the hands again.
This is where UCAF just need to settle down, just stick to their processes, but unfortunately they've given away a penalty there in from the side of the ruck.
Well, I suppose a temptation is to try and play too quickly, especially when you've scored quite a few tries already. It's a good, seemingly a very good track and a lovely sunny day.
Yeah, Mark mentioned it a second ago that it's really important in these games when you say a big score, 33 points after 20 minutes, is sticking to your structure and not getting carried away, because these games can kind of get very messy at that stage. It's something we mentioned in our team meeting, is just sticking to the process and almost using it as a bit of a live training match. And that's no disrespect to the Spaniards. They're in a place with this, their first time in the competition. They're going to build, they're going to get better. But from our point of view, that's certainly something we need to, it's a self-discipline thing to kind of keep going through that structure and process.
Spain have the opportunity here just outside the UCAF 22 to exert some sort of pressure of their own. And ref calls penalty. Drawing some cheers from certain members in the crowd here. It's good to see support from local people as well as for the two sides.
Yeah, the first time we've seen Spain sort of had the ball in our half there and executed a good line out and a decent maul with a peel off it. And UCAF just giving away the penalty gives Spain a chance to put some points on the board now.
It's that momentum again. Is we've given Spain one penalty, they've gone to touch and mauled. We've given away another penalty, and now we've given them the opportunity to kick at goal. So it's something that Matt Dawson will probably talk to his players now and just try to get them to settle down, get through their defensive patterns, and then get the ball back.
That's number 15, Jose Antonio Gavira Reina, lining up to take the penalty to try and get Spain with some points and get themselves on the scoreboard. And the kick's a good one. Spain are up and running in this IDRC pool match in Molas. 3 points to their cause, but UCAF still with that huge lead, 33 points to 3. And just under 25 minutes gone here in Brittany. Anna Alani says, good luck to the McDonald boys from the McDonald family. And Anna. It's great to have you along, listening and watching today. as Spain put that one in its touch. How important has the experience been, Dave Manning? You know, you're a man who was there 4 years ago in Japan. There is that blend, as head coach Justin Coleman was speaking of youth and experience in the side. How important has that experience been to draw on, especially for the younger guys who are maybe here for the first time?
Yeah, we've got a handful of players that were out in the last IDLC in Japan. But I think it's probably important to highlight that a lot of the players are very experienced, whether it be civilian or military rugby. The average age of the squad is quite high. I think you just look amongst the personnel.
So it's Korowale, and he moves inside, and it's another try for UCAF. Right out in the wing there, Imi Korowale.
That's a great finish from Imi there.
Great finish, indeed.
Yeah, he takes some stopping from there. He's a strong boy.
You don't want to be in a race with him, that's for sure.
No, certainly he carries really well, but equally in defence he puts some big shots in. No more than the match at Georgia, which he gave a big turnover in the final minutes there that gave us the opportunity to have a scrum and see out the game.
You mentioned the single services. How much of a challenge has it been to integrate not just the players but the styles of rugby that are different between RAF, Navy, Army? Jack Johnson just pulls that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of differences, but there's quite a few similarities as well. It's just trying to get the balance between all of us, and you know the coaching staff here have done that. We've got coaching from all around that are bringing little bits in. I feel like we've got a really good platform, a good playbook to play from, and yeah, we're going to take that forward with the semis.
Spain rather labour their way to the halfway line for this restart. 38-3 down, and still just under half an hour played. Chambers takes it in and puts it to boot.
That looks to be a great kick.
That's a massive
That's
kick.
A huge boot there from Ben Chambers, vice captain today. Right up to almost on the 22 line there.
I think psychologically for the Spanish, that's quite hard to take. They've kept the kick off on the pitch, but Ben Chambers has put in probably about a 50-60 metre kick there and put them right on the edge of their 22.
Well, as we look at some of the other matches, Georgia are leading Tonga 17 points to 0 in this pool. Spain move it through the forwards. UCAF defence barking at each other to spread.
Oh, that's a massive hit's gone in there.
I think it's Big Hutch there.
Big
Great
challenge.
shot. And the man's still down as well.
I hope he's all right. It's into touch. Well, I guess one of the things that makes it easier when you play with each other is the fact that you have played so much against each other for your services, and you know the strengths, you know the weaknesses of all the boys.
Yeah, definitely. We know certainly of some of the Army's big ball carriers like Boller now we've got in the centres. We know that he's probably going to truck up Dorse on this occasion, but equally as good as well.
Parkin moves it. Oh, it's another big, it's a big carry there from Toby Papp. Can he go all the way? Not quite, just held up a couple of metres out. And it's another UCAF try. Support work there, Sam Hutchinson. Well, you mentioned a second ago about his physicality. He's bringing that in attack and defence.
Yeah, he probably deserved that try, putting a massive hit up on the top left-hand side of the field, and then again showing that sevens fitness, got round the corner and finishes off a great try down in the bottom right-hand corner.
That's my roomie, that Sam Hutch, so I made up for him. He won't be crying himself to sleep tonight, no?
That's where the secrets all come out, is it? Rinse and repeat for Jack Johnson, lining up to take another conversion attempt.
He's missed the last two from a similar spot, so he'll be looking to nail this one. Straight through the middle there.
And nail it he does. He adds the 2 points. And it's UCAF 45, Spain 3. Just under half an hour played here in Moles.
Just give another shout out to Wendy Thompson, who's watching at home in Gloucestershire. Thanks for your support again.
Yes, thanks for tuning in, Wendy. And to all of you who are joining us for this live coverage. Taken in by the skipper, Matt Dawson, going on one of his runs. Oh, and Toby Papp up the right. And just slides there a little. Parkin, Roberts, to Johnson, through the hands, Radianarova, to pull it out. Jerome Rudder on the left. Can he make an incision here? It's an advantage to UCAF.
There's a lot of space out on this right
Oh,
side.
Manathicow! Beautiful run through the middle there. Well supported by his scrum half. UCAF once again threatening that try line. And they've got numbers here, and Radianarova is in. Another great score there from the UK Armed Forces.
Yeah, really good break from Toby Papp down the right hand side again. That got us going on the front foot, and then some big carries up again, and then Mana straight through, and then a score on the right hand side. Really good play from the boys.
Well, it's brought up the UCAF half century. 50 points on the board now. We're just watching as a Spanish player receives a bit of treatment here. Plays all right. Doctor and physio attend to him.
It's a great finish from Rover, who actually represented Fiji in the London Sevens this year. So internationally recognised on that side of the field, and also with UCAF.
He's versatile, and he's showing it today. Johnson goes again, and he gets that one. That's 52 points to 3 for UCAF. Well, they'll be delighted with that so far. But as perfectionists, they'll not be happy unless they keep that going for the whole match.
Yeah, they'll certainly be looking to kick on for the next sort of 10-15 minutes till half time, keeping that going, but going through the phases and not getting, like we said before, you don't want to get greedy and everyone looking to score themselves, but the boys are still playing team game at the moment, so hopefully keep it there.
That's a touch. That'll be a UCAF line out. Yeah, the 10-metre line.
Got another shout out here from an old UCAF team manager in Nick Dermott on the YouTube channel.
Right. Oh, and Radianarova again with that incisive run. Oh, he bursts through the middle. Supporters on both sides for him. And Gareth Smith. It's a Spanish penalty though.
Support play was a bit too good there. They all sort of overran the runner, but it's good to see the boys are eager, and but it's a shame we give away that penalty there.
And Lucia Todaro says, Adriana is loving hearing her dad, David Manning, come on UCAF.
Yeah, she did mention she was going to put a shout out in, so she'll be chuffed again that she's been called out.
It's lovely. And that hasn't been put into touch, so Parkin gathers, hands it to Johnson, who looks to utilise some of that space Oh, it's a very, very nice kick there from Jack Johnson.
Yeah, I think that's actually UCAF ball there. The Spaniards have tried to play, but that's a 50-22 being put in there. So another attacking,
attacking line out.
Yeah, great vision from JJ there. You just see him just taking his time with that kick, executed it right as well, right in the corner. And now we've got some good ball, 15-20 metres out here.
Now it's just been spilled. So Spain take it in. Nathaniel Titcher-Jones, nice to see the hubby on the pitch. Well, he is on the pitch. I presume it's not him sneaking off to the changing rooms and picking his phone up and commenting to himself. So nice shout out there for him. Where's that gone? That's very messy indeed.
Yeah, slight miscommunication there. I think there was a problem with the call. Not everyone on board, so they'll, again, like I mentioned earlier with the set piece, we'll try and tidy that up.
Keep your comments coming. Please do let us know where you're watching. It's great to see such strong support all around the world.
UCAF have been looking to give away no penalties here and force Spain to give over possession, which they've done.
Was that relentless pressure? We just see another clearance there from Spain. It's that relentless pressure, really, that they don't have too many options at the moment going forward.
Yeah, they're finding it difficult to exit. They've just got to the edge of their 22 again, and UCAF will be looking to strike from here. It's a very difficult position to be in because clearly they're under the cosh at the moment, but they've got to try and, again, build momentum, maybe try and get up and steal one of these lineouts and then just build from that. But a very difficult position to be in for the Spaniards.
Roberts taking him a pap. And pull it out up the middle. He's very difficult to handle in those positions. Chambers cleans up. And the ref here looks like he's going to have a bit of a word. Reaches for the pocket. And it's a yellow card. Time in the sin bin. It's the last thing the Spanish side needed. Number 5, Juan Carlos Bonilla Lopez.
The UCAF have scored for the scrum here, so they'll try and tie in the defenders and probably look to spin it wide and give their wingers an opportunity one-on-one.
Well, when you're trying to defend against a torrent of UCAF pressure and tries, down to 14 men doesn't help the cause.
Well, certainly not a difficult task. It's just got even harder for the Spanish.
That's a huge push again from UCAF. Pack showing its dominance. Johnson moves in to Rudder. Ref playing advantage. UCAF have an opportunity here. Is Pap going to get there? The ref comes back.
I think it's another offside call on the Spanish. I think they're actually finding it difficult, the speed of the ruck ball UCAF are playing with. They haven't even got time to get back on side. They seem to be struggling with that at the moment.
That's the call. Another big carry. Dawson. Has he got there? And he has indeed. It's another UCAF try. This time for the skipper, Open side flanker Matt Dawson. Well, nice for him to get his name on the score sheet.
It's a great try from Matt. He's been playing his club rugby at Cambridge, who have got promoted to the championship last season, so he's playing his rugby at a very good level, and it shows, I think, against Tonga and both Georgia as well. He's had some really strong carries and really strong performances, so it's great to see him get a try for his reward.
Yeah, he's been brilliant, Matt. He's been exceptionally good under the high ball, specifically off a kickoff. It just seems to pluck it out of the sky no matter where it goes, but yeah, good to see him get over the try line there.
And conversion added, 59 points to 3 to UCAF against Spain here in Pool 2 of this IDRC competition in Moles. And Mark, how much easier does that make your job as backs whenever you have forwards making those turnovers, jackling, you know, getting you good ball going forward and putting real pressure on that opposition?
It's our dream to have quick clean ball, especially if it's quick, clean, and we're down to 14 men. You know, it's going to be very difficult to defend against. We just want to see the ball coming out wide nice and quickly.
Well, not long to go, just seconds remaining in this first half. And can UCAF get there again? It's a good take from Hutchinson. He's had a good half so far. And what can Johnson do? Ships it out to Reese. Radianarova outside him. Korowale showing his pace here. Can he get all the way? Yes, he can. That's another try for UCAF. What a way to finish the first half. Fantastic move there. Through the hands and out to Speedy Gonzalez on the right-hand side.
Yeah, it was good play there. Jack Johnson pulling the ball out the back for Steph Reese. He did have to check his step a bit. He took a good step and then offloaded it out to Rover, who then give it on to Imi, and you don't really stop Imi from there with his wheels.
It's deja vu for Johnson. Another attempt here at conversion. He's got that one too. And that is half-time, with UCAF leading 66 points to 3 here in Moles. A fantastic first-half performance, and well, they're certainly receiving a very warm applause indeed from the crowd that's gathered here. The UCAF players, they'll want another half in which they do more of the same. Some thoughts from you two gentlemen. Mark Williams, what have you made of that so far?
Yeah, obviously a brilliant half from the boys there. They executed well. You know, in terms of knock-ons, wasn't too many. You know, they executed the 2-on-1s, which we had a fair few of. Line-out was a bit hit and miss, but I'm sure Dave will talk about that. But yeah, on the whole, really good processes, and obviously a big score built up already.
And Dave Manning, what's said at half-time in a position like this? Obviously a hugely dominant position, 66-3. What will the boys be focusing on for the second half?
I think the clear message will be more of the same, to be honest. To put up 66 points in one half is a great feat. But I think from my point of view, that one of the big things to push on is let's not let that game turn into that scrappy affair where we all try and do our own thing. Let's keep sticking to the process, functioning at the set piece, and really connecting between forwards and backs, and kind of try and attempt to rack up the same, or if not more, score in the second half, and just not get carried away with it, really.
Well, we're fascinated to see what does transpire in the second half. We'll be back with you shortly with all the action here in Moles. But firstly, we're going to show you a bit of action from the Georgia game on Wednesday. Another win for the UCAF side. A very tough encounter in Brest. So we'll show you some extended highlights of that. And we'll be back with you very shortly. Davis. Time is good.
He has his kick loose today.
We know.
Lovely
UCAF. Georgia not far from the line, and they look to pick up a driving maul, and they push on. Here come Georgia, the Georgian forwards, and they've scored there. Yeah,
They've got it down.
and Georgia have got the conversion. 7-3 to Georgia. Well, it just shows you the small margins at this level of rugby.
Good pressure.
Take that cleanly, and they set up the maul again.
Boys have got to transition into that a lot quicker.
Kieran, hit it! Tried this a few times. The Georgians are well known for
you got to hit that, mate.
Having a physical pack. And they ship it out to the backs.
Here we go, Georgia
hands.
looking to spread it.
Yeah. Ilaridze, the fullback. And is he in? He is in on the right-hand side there of the pitch. The left-hand side, looking from the Georgia perspective. And that's another try there that UCAF have conceded.
And we've just got to go back to basics. Hit the ball at the middle if we have to. Get around the corner. Run at soft shoulders. We're just running at big men who are happy to bang all day. We've got to depower that maul and scrum as well.
And the conversion's good. Conversion is good there. So that's 14 points to 3 for Georgia.
When the draw has been made for the knockout games, we've got to play different styles again. So really a good and a bad problem, no doubt, because there'll be people that miss out. But the coaches have got plenty to choose from.
Davis with the kick there. Gets UCAF back up to 6 points. 14-6 to Georgia. And very close to the line here, UCAF. Just need the extra few yards.
He's flopping over there.
That's very nice.
A huge move there.
Yes!
UCAF have their try.
Well done.
Very good move there from the forwards. Starting in the left-hand corner.
Georgians don't like something.
There's a little bit.
Handbags, who's come
out there. And there's been a little bit of tension in this match so far.
That's fantastic. That's a fantastic reply to the first half.
Davis. And just misses that. So
it's worth noting the body language of both sides. The UCAF side look a lot more stood upright.
And the kick's good this time.
That's a great strike from Owen Davis.
The UCAF boys look a lot more ready to play.
Move around a few.
Yes, Chambers.
Space in midfield here for Chambers. He looks left.
He's fast.
And he's got support there in the left.
Bravo.
That's UCAF agonisingly close here.
He scored it.
Scored it. Fantastic try there from UCAF.
We see that so often from Ben Chambers.
Brilliant from Ben Chambers.
He's a really balanced runner. He's a really deceptive ball carrier.
Davis. And it's good. UCAF have added 2 points for the conversion.
Excellent.
21-14.
That's a really good set, to build on that exit that we talked of.
And the kick is good.
Looks like the Georgians have gone with a 7-man or a 6+1. Clear intent here to put bodies in around the ball and try and shove it over the line.
I don't think the boys are going up. They're just going to hit it. Good.
Expect in this game.
That looks like a Georgian try.
The Georgians have scored in the dying minutes of this match. They rush back. Going to try and take a drop kick to get this conversion. And they've got that as well.
Oh, 3-point game.
24-21, 3-point game.
Good.
We've lost it.
No, we've got it.
Ball's still there.
Oh, what are you doing, Forbesy?
And he puts that one out. And the referee blows the final whistle there.
I'll go for golf.
Tennis.
Golf. I love ski.
Ski, definitely.
Surf. Tea. I prefer tea.
Neither. Water.
Action film. Comedy.
Comedy. The ocean.
Bottom of the ocean. I think I'd just go out of outer space.
If you can survive here, you can survive anywhere. But how do you survive fighting in the jungle?
I'm wearing what's called a frisbee suit.
Part of this final exercise is going out at night on a tactical scenario.
This is the Chinook that we will be flying on as part of the fly past.
This sends a very strong message to Russia. This flow of firepower isn't stopping anytime soon.
Around 1,300 NATO troops taking part in exercise winter camp.
It's easy to forget that we are in a potentially hostile environment.
Welcome back to Molesse in Brittany for the International Defence Rugby competition. The teams are just coming back out for the second half, and I must say it's been all UCAF so far. 66 points to 3 they lead in Pool 2, looking to make it a hat-trick of wins and try and get into those semi-finals. Well, so welcome back to Dave Manning and Mark Williams. What are we expecting to see in the second half here? More running rugby. I mean, the weather is still very good. It's a nice lush pitch as well.
Yeah, it'll be pretty much more of the same, we'd like to hope, from a UCAF perspective. There is a slight hill and a slight wind with that hill as well, so it might play into the Spaniards' hands a bit more. They might be able to exit a bit further, but we'd like to see hopefully more of the same. There's some changes from the UCAF team as well, who are looking to make an impact as well.
And Dave Manning, it's an opportunity, of course, for all the boys today, as in the first 2 games, to be proving their worth for the semi-finals. Should the side make it?
Yeah, exactly. Made a few changes already by the looks of things, and there'll be more to come. And it's just individually trying to perform, but as a collective. And hopefully, with those changes, we don't see a drop in performance, and we start adding to the points tally.
Well, it looks as if Peli Kotopalavu is on for James Roberts at hooker. Strong ball carrier, Kotopalavu. As we wait, the crowd waits as well to get back into this. A good crowd here in Molesse for this Forces World Cup match. Takao. And Takao breaks through. It's taken down there eventually. Parking out to Sam Hutchinson. He's played very well in this match. And we just wait. Spanish player is down. And Chambers checking to see if he's all right. And Sam Hutchinson as well.
Looks like Bolladow's come off as well for Cotter.
Spanish captain receiving a bit of treatment, Jorge Avila Garcia. Well, we've seen a bit of ill discipline from the Spanish towards the end of that first half. How important is it for UCAF not to fall in the trap of giving the advantage away, being so far ahead?
Yeah, certainly discipline's a key point. We did suffer 2 yellow cards against Georgia, so today we're looking for not having any yellow cards, certainly, and on the penalty count we'll certainly be looking to keep that under probably 10, ideally a bit more. It's a good scrum from Titchard Jones there.
And Reese through to Johnson. That's a... No. Yeah, the back's gone forward. Not quite getting the timing right on that there. Look a little bit lateral, probably needed to straighten up a bit more, and just forced the knock on with the lack of depth. Just playing a bit flat there, the UCAF backs. It's tempting though when a lot of balls being, a lot of grinds being made, finding gaps in the middle of the pitch to just hit that gain line very hard, and sometimes those rocket passes don't help.
Yeah, there's got to be a bit of sympathy. Like Mark mentioned, there's probably deceptively a bit of a breeze out there, and it's just trying to be a bit more accurate with the passing rather than trying to absolutely fizz the ball across the hands. Just a bit of sympathy.
Trying to see what the Spain backs can do here with a bit of go forward.
Nope. It's a free kick for UCAF. The cow takes it to Dawson. Radianarova and Jerome Rudder on the left. Can he go all the way? Back into Radianarova. And he's in there once again. Fantastic display from the outside centre in this match.
Hat-trick for Rover there. Great support play there, yeah. Give it to Jerome, received it back and managed to score his third there. Really good.
Yeah, all started with those couple of scrums. I mentioned there was a big scrum from Titchard Jones on the second scrum. The tight head once again went to floor. We got the free kick for it. And again, great hands from the backs, and we're over in the left-hand side. There's a little shout out from Gisela Papp, supporting Toby from Devon. One for Pappy.
Lovely to get those family messages. Do keep those coming, of course. Let us know where you're watching. Ralph Clark, a bit closer to the ground, watching from my home in France. Whether that's near Malès or further afield, I'm not sure, but thank you very much for watching. Yeah, just pushed that one, Jack Johnson. Just gone wide, so 71 points to 3 UCAF lead. And Jane Rudder-Jones, I'm watching my boy Jerome Rudder. Well, that was a good run there on the left wing. We've made a lot of the pace on the other side of the pitch, but Jerome Rudder isn't a guy you want to be trying to chase down that wing.
No, he's got some great feet, Jerome. He's certainly difficult to stop with a one-on-one and just get around you.
He's another one who plays for the Navy Sevens team that have started competing on a really high level now, and that's definitely shown.
Kodabalavu bouncing off a couple of defenders here. Once again to Hutchinson, who tries to do the same. The refs had enough of that. And Spain have the penalty. Looking to go for goal here, Spain. Spanish fullback, Jose Antonio Gavira Reina, gets the kicking tee in hand and shapes up with his penalty attempt.
I'll just jump in with another shout out to Anne Freeman, who's supporting Hutch today, and there's a great picture on our UCAF Facebook page of his Black Labs sporting one of our UCAF purple beanies, which is looking fantastic.
He's pulled that one. just a fraction. So it remains 71 points to 3 to UCAF. Yeah, a bit of stash is always nice. Johnson to drop it out from the 22. And some applause for some changes for Spain. Taken in by the outside centre. And trying to get quick ball here if they can. But UCAF hold them. And they've knocked that on Spain. But UCAF move it out right. And it's Coravalli here again, right again. He's going to go all the way there. Well, we've just seen sensational tries on both wings. And one there from Imi. The ref's just blown his whistle here. Well, it's another 5 points to the scoreline for UCAF. They've come out with the same tempo in the second half that we saw all the way through the first.
It's another great try from Imi there, who's currently playing his rugby at Newcastle Falcons. Touched upon his defensive capabilities earlier, but there you see he's got some blistering pace when he opens up. To devastating effect, really.
Johnson once again makes it 2 more, 78 points to 3. Well, it takes some pressure off the set pieces and indeed some of the moves through the backs when you're so far ahead. You can potentially try a few things, but of course not try too much and then end up making mistakes.
Yeah, it's important we stay clinical here when we do get the go forward ball, that we do execute every time we sort of get it in dangerous parts of the pitch. For some more substitutions.
Steph Rees off for Cam McDonald. Coming on the number 23 shirt there.
I think, Mark, you may know more, but that's probably a bit of a reshuffle in the back line now. Maybe Imi moving into 13, I'd say. Or 12.
Yeah, it looks like Cam's come on into the wing.
What a carry there. And Cotto. But it's a Spanish penalty. Is he holding on there? McDonald looks to have gone to the right wing.
It was a great carry from Cotter there, but he just probably, his support runners weren't actually expecting it to be such a good run. And Spanish defender, to be fair, got over the ball and was rewarded by the referee.
Well, we wait to see if Spain can do what they couldn't do a few minutes ago. And that's had 3 points with their penalty.
I think it's easy to question the Spanish, why they're not going to the corner and maybe trying to score a try, but if we look at where they are and where they're building, these 3 points and just taking over, getting possession and not ticking the scoreboard over is quite important to their game as they're looking to build, not only for this tournament but for later on into the line and into the years, and hopefully for the next IDRC where they can come back stronger.
And how's that gone? No, not quite. Pulled once again. So the Spanish remain on 3 points. UCAF ahead to 78. There's always lots of learnings for both teams, but this will be what you'd expect. A big learning for the Spanish side up against a formidable UCAF team.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll take a lot from this. You know, loads of work-ons, like Dave said, you know, they're looking to come back to the next IDRC. There'll be loads they can take from this.
This great take from Adianarova. But they've turned it. But UCAF get the penalty. And once again, they're going to put this down in the corner.
just on the outside of the 22 there. So another good attacking position for UCAF.
He's had plenty of opportunity to kick today, both off the tee and out of hand. Jack Johnson. And Kutupalavu takes that in. Oh, nice step there from Jack Johnson. Weaving his way around that Spanish defence. Gareth Smith in midfield. Cam McDonald. Corvalle again up the right. And he's not going to be stopped from that distance. That's a wonderful score once again.
I think the way he's playing at the moment, there could be a few of the current try scorers that are worried that Imi's going to break their records today.
I think he has had 4 touches, and I think he might have scored 4. Is that right?
I think you might be right there.
He'll be disappointed if he's tackled in the next one.
It was actually a really good play from Cam McDonald there. I think that's his first touch as he come on. He squared the defender up in front of him just to release Imi into that space. It was a really good play.
Just watching a few of the UCAF back 3 players looking nervously over to JC on the bench, worried that he's going to pull them in this game. I think there may be a bit of competition on. Little shout out here from Sean Parkin, which we probably should have mentioned earlier, is thanks to Kerry for lending us Joe for his honeymoon out here in France. I'm sure he'll make it up to it later in the year there.
And Nick Charrington watching in Bulgaria. Go the lads, he says. Johnson. Almost misses that one as well. But nonetheless, 83 points to 3 UCAF lead in the second half here in Moles.
Yeah, it's not like JJ that. His kicking game's usually a very strong part of his game, but he's not, doesn't seem to be striking it too well today, but I'm sure he'll be back to it in no time.
Spain to restart. Oh, that's nice. Cam McDonald's showing what he can do. Only a few minutes on so far. Oh, weaving his way through there from McDonald. What a fantastic run that is. Can he finish it off? He's got support on his shoulder. And they move it quick. And through the hands there. Jerome Rudder in. Fantastic try. Created really there from Cam McDonald.
That was brilliant from Cam there. He's only just come on and he's already had 2 impacts to create 2 tries for UCAF. We've seen a bit of that in the previous games, and you give him a yard of space and he's got superb feet. He'll just make yards and keep going. I'm surprised he didn't go the whole way there, but it was good to see Jerome get over the try line there. He's had a good game so far.
Well, the support play has been very good so far in this game.
Yeah, I think the coaches will be really pleased with that. Not only are we breaking the line, but actually getting the sport runners there on time early to either take that offload or that pass, or either take out the ruck. There's a great run from Cam McDonald there, and those who watched Army Navy, despite the result going in favour of the Navy, would have seen Cam score a great hat-trick there at Twickenham this year.
Yeah, what a game that was at Twickenham. Who can forget that wonderful Ramakita try for the Navy. And UCAF bringing on the changes. Siladola, Kai Beasley, and Ben Watson coming on in that pack. And skipper Matt Dawson is off.
So usually that'd be a full front row replacement, but Lodz today is filling in at back row, which he can equally do as good as he can in hooker.
Oh, and Imi again. Radiana Rover looking to have Imi on his outside, and his inside, and he gets it there. And he's surely through again. That's a stroll in for Corvallis once again. How many touches and how many tries?
That could be 5 from 5, I'm not sure. Just checking with someone else now to see now, but he's yeah, it's brilliant play. He set Rover up there and then got it back off for him and scored. Really good to see.
That's a statsman's dream.
Yeah, we're pretty certain it's 5 there for Umi Corvallis.
Sensational from Corvallis. 5 tries. Moving up that board of UCAF top try scorers very, very quickly.
So with Dorse going off there, Dave, who's probably taken over a captaincy role here, do you think? Or
yeah, you still got Chambo, vice skipper, who's probably taken on the role now. But again, there's a lot of experience in that pack as well. I'm sure someone would have equally managed that in the pack.
Just wide again. 95 points to 3. And the other match in Pool 2, we're just seeing that Georgia are 34 points to 0 up against Tonga.
be good to see Spain try something slightly different from this kick, maybe try and regain the ball back. You can see UCAF scoring pretty early on from the last 2 kicks.
Well, they don't go short. They go straight into Kotobolavu's hands. He looks to make light work of the defence. Corvallis taken down this time. Ficao out to Rudder on the left. And he's flying down that left-hand side, Jerome Rudder, and he's in. That's another brilliant sprinting try there.
Oh, brilliant! Some brilliant handoffs there. Kind of propelled himself forward off 2 or 3 players there. It's good to see from Jerome.
Yeah, I'll be happy with that, Jerome. Loves getting the ball in hand, and when you see him make runs like that, you can see why. I think Mark touched on he'd like to see the Spanish do something different from a kickoff. I was just thinking, what would I do at the moment? But you try and avoid the kind of big runners or the main strike threats. But if you look across the UCAF setup at the moment, they're pretty much all making ground and all making line bursts. So it's pretty difficult for the Spanish in this scenario.
You'd be looking to sprint up that left-hand side.
Yeah. If I'm honest, I'd like to see them maybe try a little. Maybe a grubber or something short. There's a few little gaps in our setup at the moment, but you can't cover every blade of grass. But maybe that's just a different tactic and look to maybe get a little slight knock on and build from a scrum. But again, the way we're playing at the moment, I think one of the UCAF players would probably pick it up and take a good 10-15 yards down the line.
Well, the conversion is good, and UCAF have brought up their century. It's 102 points to 3. Just under an hour played in Moles.
Just another shout out from our social media pages for Jamie McFarland, watching from Oregon in the United States.
Yeah, it's great to have you all watching, whether east or west, north or south. And stay tuned for this last 20 minutes of this match. We're in for a thrilling passage of play.
They did try a little shorter one there. It's just good to see from Spain trying something a bit different. See if they can nullify this attack now coming forward.
Out to Beasley. Radianarova, out to Chambers. Oh, he's herring down that right-hand side, Chambers. He's going to be in here, the vice-captain, with another score and the dive to finish it off. Well, all the jokes about him worrying about the UCAF top try scorer list. He's in for another himself.
Really good play there. You could see Kai Beasley, who's just come on recently. He was asking for the ball out wide, and he managed to ship it on into that space. And a great run in from the I think the captain now on the pitch, Chambo.
What does Chambers bring in terms of his skill set, Mark Williams? He's vice captain, as you mentioned, and a prolific try scorer as well for UCAF already.
He's got some exceptional feet. You see it in training quite a lot. We saw it against Georgia in the last game. He kind of make a break out of nothing. If you look to kick deep to him, he's got some excellent feet and really gets us going forward.
Well, the UCAF digits read 109 and Spain just 3 here in Moles. What have you made of the atmosphere here today? Obviously, a lot of people watching from the ground. Great to have a lot of people tuning in.
Yeah, it's really good. The band's just started playing up again now with some excellent music. It's really good. There's, you know, really friendly faces knocking about, and they all seem to be enjoying the show that's going on at the moment.
Yeah, the French have really worked hard to spread rugby across this region, which isn't traditionally a rugby region, so they're pulling out all the stops to ensure that rugby is seen across all clubs in the region.
And just taking out in the air there, Sam Hutchinson, so UCAF will have the penalty. Jay Toogood on at scrum half. Well, the Australians put 102 points, unanswered points, on the Dutch team. 102-0. We now have the highest score in the competition to date, 109 points to 3.
Looks like Chambers has come off after his latest score, and Mikey McDonald's come to full-back.
Well, the McDonald brothers in the back three, Cam and Mikey. How special is that link up between those two? They were speaking midweek about how they tend to play off each other and their skills complement each other.
Yeah, you can see they're obviously brothers, but they're really good friends, spend a lot of time together, do loads of work and training with each other. And yeah, I'm excited to see what they can do here as a you know, back 2 out of the 3 pair in here.
And here they go, Mikey. Cam looks to move inside, Mikey McDonald up the right. Too good. Johnson. Heading on a rover to Hutchinson. Oh, and the ball just gone back though. Siladola. Oh, fired out to Toby Papp. But no. Forward, the ref says. It's be a scrum and a Spanish put-in. Dave Manning, Pele Kotopalavu at hooker. What are his particular skills to watch out for?
Yeah, he's a really experienced guy. He's strong in the scrummage and gets his arrows right at the line at time. But for a hooker as well, his work rate around the park is phenomenal. I'm sure he won't mind me saying he's a bit more experienced and old in the squad. However, he makes up for it around the park. He's got a really big engine on him, and he's just relentless in his carrying abilities.
Is he older than you, Dave?
I think just about. As I mentioned earlier, we are a particularly experienced bunch of guys, but there's certainly benefits to having that experience. Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome. Well, Spanish skipper Jorge Avila Garcia is off the pitch. It's been a difficult day for he and his men. But they do get the penalty. Spanish. They look to move it quickly, but the ref calls them back.
I think he's just had Kai Beasley for walking around at loose head. Sometimes when you have got a dominant scrum, it's quite difficult to kind of not get carried away with it, and you've just got to kind of try and keep the referee honest and maybe just not go straight away. But the referee's pulled that one up.
And that hasn't found touch. It's found the hands of Rudder instead. He moves it out to Mikey McDonald, out to his brother Cam. Number 23 shirt. And those dancing feet again. Piercing the Spanish defense. Ooh, and that's, no, it's going to be a UCAF penalty. Too good, quickly. And Saladola. Beasley. What can he do with that big frame? And Spain got in there. And good jackal. Well, it's been a physical encounter for the Spanish defence, and let's face it, it's been mostly defence for Spain today. And medical staff just on here, making sure everyone is in tip-top condition to keep going. Just looking at the Spanish number 4, Jose Antonio Cavero Castuera. He seems to be all right.
It's a good touch finder for the Spanish here, just on the outside of the 22. Giving them a chance to have a strike in an area of the park they haven't really been in much today.
Now Kerry Parkin, shout out to my new husband Joe Parkin, who's traded me in for the UCAF lads already. Very proud wife.
Yeah, sorry to take him away for you, Kerry, but he'll be back soon in one piece.
That's skipper Dave Manning who's got to answer for that, is it? What do we think?
Absolutely.
We'll see.
Oh, a little grubber there from Jack Johnson, but it finds Spanish hands. A bit of a hospital pass there to the fullback. UCAF still leading 109 points to 3, just under 70 minutes played. Huge hit there from Gareth Smith. That's Pele Kodabalavu, I beg your pardon, in midfield. And Spain with an opportunity here to gain some territory.
Yeah, this is that period of play where we probably talked about at half-time and just after half-time, where it gets a little bit scrappy. We've given away a couple of penalties in attack and defence as well, and it's given the Spanish a lot of ball, and you can hear their fans are getting a bit excited, giving them that bit of momentum. We need to just stick to our process and try and just put the ball through the hands and not trying to do anything over the top, and hopefully get back on the scoreboard again. You can see Kai Beasley trying to G up the troops and get them focused.
UCAF penalty. Well, he's a jovial character, Kai Beasley. Certainly in training camp, and as you say, on the pitch as well, trying to G up the lads.
Yeah, you normally hear him before you see him.
Hear him or hear his music? Which one?
Well, both, I think, most of the time. But no, he's a really good lad. He's been around Navy and UCAF rugby for a long number of years, and particularly when you're on a long tour, he adds a lot of value.
Yeah, he's certainly trying to get the boys to learn some of the songs for a good sing-song on the bus at the moment. Anna the cow.
Yeah, he loves the sea shanty, does Beezer.
Really
Out
nice
to the McDonald's. Cam McDonald now. What can he do on the right-hand side? Too good. Hutchinson again, finding a little half break.
Made some big carries today, Hutch.
And shipped out to Jerome Rudder. No.
Little element of maybe trying to force it a little bit there. Wasn't aware we had penalty advantage, but you know, we shipped the ball pretty well to the edge.
Quickly, Mikey McDonald out to Johnson. Radianarova, and that's an easy score there for Manatacao. A run in. He's had a good day so far. The entire side's had a good day so far, as is evidenced by the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's a good try as the game goes on. I think the Spanish defence are are working hard, but they're struggling to fill the field, and there's probably 4 or 5 players who could have scored that, but Mana's putting some graft today in the boiler room and deserved that try.
Well, there have been plenty of tries for those who've turned up to watch the match here in Molesse to enjoy. UCAF up to 114 points to 3. Can they add the extra 2 from the conversion? We wait to find out. And the answer is yes. Another 2 points from the boot of fly half Jack Johnson, and it's 116 UCAF lead to 3. And not long to go in this match. 72 minutes played.
We've got Nick Dermott on the YouTube channel asking when the next UCAF game is. Nick, I think we have to wait for all of the results to come in this evening, and then that'll be calculated out later on and probably pushed out across social media.
And that will be a match that once again will be live on Forces News, YouTube and Facebook. Oh, Korobalavi, wonderful move there. Huge. And Korobalavi just taken down. Back. Oh, and he's taken it back. That's a wonderful try. Brilliant from Koto there.
Yeah, good to see for Koto there. He's made a few half breaks already, and good to see him get on the end of one this time and get a score for himself.
Yeah, that's a great try from the big man. Very popular member of the squad. He actually organised a Fijian culture night for us all, just to give us a bit of an insight into their culture, which involved a presentation and some music and singing and some local food and drink, which is great. They kind of brought the squad together more before we travelled over to France, so big thanks to him for doing that, and the squad really appreciated it.
Is that camaraderie, that togetherness that makes these tours very special? This tournament's very special. Mark Williams.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been great to play. Obviously, we played against these boys a few times, Army and Navy, and it's great to play alongside them and spend that free time we've had together, and really get to, it shows on the pitch sometimes as well, and we're really starting to gel quite a lot.
Ladola. Big carry.
There's a lot of space on this left-hand side.
Penalty to UCAF. And is Too Good going to take it quickly? Nope.
I personally quite like that from Jay. He's and I'd back him. He could quite easily take that quick tap penalty. However, he's now given us an opportunity to get through that line out and that set piece work that we're trying to improve today. So I like that from Jay. Just settling things down for the team.
Bit more medical attention for Spain as we enter the closing stages of this final pool match for both sides at the IDRC in Brittany. 123 points to 3, UCAF leading. And it's been a great day for the entire side as they make it 3 wins from 3, on the cusp of making it 3 wins from 3 in this competition in the pool stages. And they've been 3 very different victories.
The Georgia game, it was we had a really tough fought-out win against them, which he said, we'll look back at and think, we're glad we've had that. It's kind of spurred us on and give us that, that kick that we needed. hopefully more of it to come over the next final.
Oh, that's gone long. It's anyone's ball, but the ref calls him back. So it's one that's straight.
Again, I think the boys will be disappointed with that. They've had a lot of time to come up with a move walking into the lineup, but it looks a bit like a breakdown in process with the call maybe not being communicated effectively. They've got a chance here to get up and steal some Spanish ball.
Just 3 minutes to go of regular time in this match. It's long again, in Spanish this time, but it's gone back.
Well, that looked very similar to the UCAF lineup there. A little bit of miscommunication amongst the Spanish 8, and UCAF have opted to take the scrum.
A mirror image, wasn't it?
Yeah, clearly maybe fatigue setting in a little bit at this time of the game. We've got a couple of minutes left. They've done a lot of defensive work, so that might add an element to it.
Probably a good chance to see what the UCAF backs can do now with maybe a bit of go forward ball from this scrum, and see what see if JJ releases Cam McDonald in the back there, and see what we can do out wide.
I think the forwards will look to take a trundle first with the new front row on. No, they hold the scrum.
Oh, and the Spanish now on the counter attack. Can they get some quick ball here? An opportunity to respond to that torrent of tries that they've conceded.
It's turnover.
And turnover. UCAF get the ball. It's just a bit messy.
Really like to finish this game pretty strongly, and we haven't really done that with the past couple of minutes. So hopefully we can maybe steal the line out and finish pretty strong.
Pin advantage.
Spanish penalty.
Sam Hutchinson getting a lot of following on social media today. I hope I pronounce this right. Is it the Kozar family in Florida watching the action, and his mum watching back in Newark in England, Lincolnshire?
How many people's he paid here for a shout out?
Yeah, I know. I'll have to have a word with him after the game. UCAF looked to spoil the Spanish maul there. They seem to have done a good job.
Spain now through the hands. They have an opportunity here on the outside, but they're bundled into touch.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. Imi, when he's that close, you probably don't want to try and take the outside, because he seems to get this explosive power from one step, and you saw the result of that there into touch, and I think the Spanish winger's feeling that one a little bit now.
Imi is a very physical presence on the wing, in defence as well, as we've just seen.
Hopefully we can fix the UCAF line out on this one and get some good clean ball to finish the game. Great take from Hutchinson.
Too good to Johnson. Midfield. Some good hands. Ladola now. Hooker. Miami again. And that's out to Cam McDonald. Tries to find some space.
Good tip on from Bubba Watson.
Now Mikey McDonald dancing inside.
UCAF just need to keep the depth a little bit more here.
Big pass to Ladola.
Yeah, there we go.
Kodabalavu. And Thakau on the left. He's got Pap in support. Oh, and he dummies there. That's a wonderful, wonderful pass out there. And Toby Pap. Another try for UCAF. It's a beautiful score for the UK Armed Forces. 128 points to 3. The final moments of this IDRC game in Moles.
Some great 3G and handling there. You saw the offloads, the one-handed pops. Similar to what we saw at Twickenham yesterday in the big win they had against England. You just see how the devastating effect that has on a broken defence like the Spanish were then. And a great support line from Toby Pap on the wing there to finish it off. He's had a great game today.
Elsewhere in Pool 2, Georgia are 48 points to 0 up against Tonga. They've just under 10 minutes to play in that match as well. And New Zealand are 39 points to 24 up against Ireland after 34 minutes. He just pushed that one a little bit, Johnson. But that is the final whistle and a resounding victory for the UCAF lads. 128 points to 3. The ground bathed in sunshine here in Moles. What a statement to the rest of the teams in the tournament as UCAF look to the semi-finals, having made a hat-trick of wins in the pool stages. Mark Williams.
Yeah, cheers, Simon. Yeah, really good from the lads from minute 1 to 80. Managed to rack up a really big score with some stand-up performances from quite a few boys. Some good tries from specifically the backs. It's really good to see. What about you, Dave?
Yeah, it's a great game from a UCAF point of view. We got through the structure, the systems I talked about. A lot of those tries came from that system, which is great. Also add into the mix the individual brilliance of players that have got us that scoreline today, 128 points to 3. I think it'd be harsh if we didn't give a final word to the Spanish. It's difficult coming from that position. They're really building from the ground upwards, and they kept going to the end. And credit where credit's due. They're building, and I'm sure they'll come back in 4 years' time a lot stronger. But yeah, big credit to them on their performance today. But from me, yeah, really happy with that and a great day's work.
And it's been a pretty bruising 8 days. Lots of intense rugby played, some fantastic scores that we've seen in the pool stages of the IDRC. Big game next weekend. We're waiting to see who that will be, but surely before that, a little bit of time to analyse and then relax for maybe a day or so.
Yeah, we've got a bit of downtime now for the next 2 days. So yeah, certainly get the feet up, chill out, spend some time with each other, and then firing into training when we get to it on Wednesday, I think, is it?
Yeah, 3 games in 8 days is very hard on the bodies, but also the mind. So I think we'll have a day or two now away from rugby where the guys can kind of decompress, and then we'll look at our opponents, do the analysis, and get a good week's training ahead of that semi-final, whoever the opponents may be. But yeah, it's a much needed rest for the guys.
Well, the semi-finals next weekend on Sunday. We'll be bringing you live action on Forces News YouTube and Facebook. We await the opponents for UCAF. We still have games going on, so we need to find out the permutations of some of those other results. But in the meantime, we will have plenty for you on the website, forces.net, also the Forces News and the BFBS Sport social media. Plenty of interviews, behind-the-scenes action, some close-ups of training, and to see what the players get up to in between the matches. But it's been absolutely wonderful having you for these 3 pool matches in the competition so far. Thank you very much for tuning in and letting us know where you're watching from. And we will see you next weekend. In the meantime, it's goodbye. Thank you very much.
But how do you survive fighting in the jungle?
I'm wearing what's called a Frisbee suit.
This is the Chinook that we will be flying on as part of the fly past.
It's easy to forget that we are in a potentially hostile environment.